biggest misinterpretation would be that as soon as I assign you a new address to a structure that you're getting ready to build, you cannot automatically go onto Google and find that address 10 minutes later. It's not going to populate. I get that very often. Unfortunately, I do not work for Google or Apple Maps, but it is automatically live on our site, so first responders are able to pick that up. Google will not pick it up, and most likely until you start receiving mail.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
For 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
Good afternoon, baseball fans. Welcome to Ed Skelton Memorial Park as we have the home opener for the Shawnee High School Wolves. Today they're in conference play as they take on the Piedmont Wildcats. And we'll have our first pitch in just a minute.
Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. about Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC. Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Fred Gauker at Richard's Drug in downtown Shawnee welcomes everyone into his door for their pharmaceutical needs. Fred offers a full line of vitamins and nutritional products. That's Fred Gauker, Richard's Drug, downtown Shawnee.
Okay, baseball fans, welcome back to Ed Skelton Memorial Park as we get the first pitch from Dakota Blanchard. As I said earlier, Shawnee Wolves taking on the Piedmont Wildcats in the conference opener, also the home opener for the Shawnee Wolves. Junior Dakota Blanchard on the mound as I see my cohort making his way up the stands. Dakota, fastball for strike, or just outside for ball 2. 2-0 count for Dakota Blanchard, a junior. Getting the starting nod on the hill today. And we get the wind up. And a ball just past third baseman Dylan Johnson going out to left field. Although going to be only a single for the leadoff Ryan Rhodes, today's left fielder for Piedmont. That's going to bring up the catcher, number 35, Thad Miller, for the Piedmont Wildcats. As we've got nobody down and a runner on first here in the top of the first inning. And I'd like to bring in my my partner here, Mr.
Hello.
Tony Booty Wilson, the legend. Tony, glad to have you as we get a first pitch strike to Thad Miller.
Glad to be here, Steve.
You know, it's not great baseball weather, but we've had worse.
Well, at least you don't have to have a stocking cap on today.
That's true. That's true. Wind blowing out a little bit today, so we may see some balls in the gaps today. As Dakota Blanchard from the stretch, sacrifice bunt attempt by Thad Miller, left fielder for Piedmont, goes just foul. Going to run the count to 0-2 with a runner on first. Piedmont trying to get that runner in scoring position early here.
Runs are always premium, right?
They are, especially early in the year in this cold weather.
Cold? It's not cold in here. It's hot.
It feels good in here.
We have to open the window.
Well, I don't know about that.
Pretty good pitch there.
Good pitch. Thad Miller fouls it off to stay alive. Nobody out. One runner on here at the top of the first inning in the Wolves' home opener. Also the conference opener. Piedmont, part of the Suburban Conference as well. They're actually on the West Division of the conference, with Shawnee being on the East Division.
Now, when they go to Piedmont, are both games conference games, or just one of them count as a conference set?
Just one of them. Little number down the right, or the first base line there. A little miscommunication between the pitcher and the first baseman right there.
Yeah, Mitch Kulo's got to come get that ball, and Dakota's got to know that he's got to go cover in that situation. Bad angle for Dakota there.
Yeah, so actually a little bit better situation for Piedmont than a bunt, because you don't get the out. So Piedmont threatening here in the top of the first as we get the replay right there, and you know those are things that you see a lot of times early in the year. Things that I know Coach Boyle will get ironed out, and they'll talk about that, and won't have that problem in the future. Piedmont's got runners at first and second here. Top of the first inning.
I'm predicting an infield fly.
Infield fly. You're already on your predictions.
I got that.
Piedmont's going to bring the shortstop, Nick Bailey, number 2, to the plate.
We got a world-class clock operator down there. Look at that.
We got the A-team out today.
Boy, do we ever. Do you bunch your 3-hole here, Coach?
Well,
not if he gets hit by pitch.
You don't hit him, and that's what looks like happened. Ball got away on the inside a little bit to Nick Bailey, the shortstop for Piedmont, and grazed his jersey, and that's going to load the bases here in the top of the first. It's Garrett Ansel, Sr., part of the battery today. He's going to go out and visit with his counterpart, settle him down a little bit, let him know, hey, you got your defense out there, let him work for you. As we got this break, let me go over the defensive setting. Go over the outfield. Left field, we've got sophomore Brayley Brown. Center field, we've got junior Sawyer Saxon. And right field, we have senior Tyler Wilburn. Third, we have sophomore Dylan Johnson. Shortstop, we have junior Cassidy Cook. Second, senior Kale Young. And at first, senior Mitch Kulo, with Garrett Ansel Sr. behind the plate and junior Dakota Blanchard on the hill today.
Well, one thing baseball coaches always talk about is that there's some things you can't defense. One of them's a hit by pitch, and the other one's a walk.
That's correct. There's not much you can do to get them out once those things happen. So
it's just now it's a matter of your makeup right here to see what kind of pitcher you're going to be if you can battle back and throw a strike and get it out.
Well, and it's still early in the season, and Dakota's his first start, although he's had some starts in scrimmage. This is his first one, and probably got a few butterflies out there, and just needs to settle down a little bit and, as you said, throw strikes because you can't defense that walk.
It's falling behind here 2-0. It's imperative that he finds the strike zone here. Just like that.
Good pitch. Looks like maybe fastball, maybe a changeup right there.
Interesting here to see Coach Boyer with the infield back in the top of the first to give up a conceded run for an out.
Well, early on, especially with no outs, he's wanting outs right here. He feels like that they're going to score some runs. We get a little chopper down the third base line. Dylan Johnson comes up, make the throw, and Mitch Kulo can handle the throw. 2 runs are going to score from Piedmont. They're going to end up with runners at first and third.
Well, I guarantee if you take a look at line scores, they're not really indicative of what's transpired here in the top half of the first inning. A little number down the first base line goes for a base hit. And then a ball that's chopped there, just a slow roller that is kind of hard for Dylan to get to and wasn't able to set his feet and get a good throw off and into the runner, and Mitch is kind of handcuffed there.
Yeah, that's a tough position for a first baseman right there. You got that runner coming down first base, right in line with the throw coming down, and sort of puts that first baseman in an odd situation.
Puts him in a peril. It's my word of the day, word du jour. Well, now it does, however, keep the double play intact to first to third situation, and again, just try to get it out and get out of the inning somehow to start this with the left-hander up. Obviously, Piedmont's in a better situation here offensively. Lefty-lefty situation.
Dakota from the stretch. Looks like it's going to be a single right over Cassidy Cook's head. Going to drive in the third run of the inning here in the top of the first.
Well, not a lot you can do about that. Ball just kind of tailed away and over the top of Cassidy's head. He's in at double play depth. There might be a possibility where if you're not in double play depth with the runner advancing, then maybe you can snag that one. So it's kind of a catch-22. Right now, every break in the ball game thus far has gone Piedmont's way, but a lot of baseball remain.
Well, a lot of baseball, and at the same time, I'm sure they're going to show some patience out there early in the season. You're going to find the mental makeup of everybody out there and find out who's capable of coming out and performing and getting the job done. And the one thing that I've noticed, even in the two batters that Dakota has been ahead, strike-wise, he's found too much of the plate on the pitch. So, and as he gets behind here. So I know we've talked in years past how important it is to get ahead of the hitter. As we get a little spin move there, and runner just under the tag there with Cassidy Cook covering.
Keiko, that's Keiko.
Keiko.
He's going to be an all-state holder one day, deep snapper. We got the all-state holder in right, Tyler Wilburn. Well, now it's just a situation, and you like idealistically is to be able to pick your spots, but struggling as Dakota is right now. Better get back, you'll get thrown out. You just got to fight. You got to throw strikes, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, you got to throw strikes and let your defense work behind you.
No matter where it is in the plate, you just got to be able to find it. Well, that wind may be trouble for Sawyer out there in center.
It is howling today. Take a look at the flags. They are standing straight out. Another attempt. By right fielder Mike Brown for the Piedmont Wildcats.
That place is really growing out there. It's hard to believe that they're in the same conference with Shawnee. Just probably, 5 years ago, they were probably 3A squad school.
It is a growing, quickly growing community.
Well, now you're in a situation in a 1-2 count, you're ahead here. You could kind of try to throw your pitch and maybe see if he'll fish for something and get an easy and quick out. Strike 3. Curveball on the inside part of the plate. Good pitch there from Dakota Blanchard. Gets Mr. Brown going down looking for the first out, the top half of the first.
Well, and that's the first good thing that's happened to the Wolves so far this inning, and maybe that'll get them off on the right foot here with the DH, number 4, Johnny Kovalt, coming to the plate.
Still looking for a 2-ball here. Maybe easy one to roll it up. Not a bad spot there. I like Dakota's glasses. That little wild thing he's got going there with those glasses on. Look at those bad boys there. Good shot there. Jacob Shaughnessy in the first base camera. Kind of snazzy. There's a strike on the inner half part of the plate. Well, that's probably where you got to try to make a living with these guys, is bust them in and keep the ball in and run it in on their hands. But by the same token, 2 numbers have proved to be costly here so far in the top half of the first. One's on the board, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. I tell you, Garrett's just antsy to throw somebody out.
He's wanting to pick somebody off, and he's got the arm to do it.
He is prepared. Be interesting to see Brayley handle the fly ball in his varsity experience here with the wind blowing directly in his face. Oh, off the glove.
Oh.
Just unable to come get it, but runners are going to advance 90 feet. Dakota looking dejected. That ball just right back up the middle, and then all he had time to do is put his glove up and save face. But unfortunately for the Wolves, the runner advanced up 90 feet, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Well, you know, him deflecting that ball may have saved a run right there, because the runner at second had to hold up to make sure it wasn't caught. So the good news is Wolves didn't give up a run on that hit. Bad news is bases are loaded with 1 out.
I tell you, it's just it's a Texas Leaguer fest right now, folks. It's only 1 ball has been hit relatively hard. I mean, the ball up the middle wasn't hit all that hard, but it's just one of those spots. And you know, with 4 runs across, Coach Rollette's going to come out, visit with the junior lefty, and just say, "Hey, you got to keep plugging away."
Well, as you said, probably just 1 ball hit hard. The other ones have just sort of, the old phrase, hit it where they ain't.
Yep.
And that's what it's been about so far in the top of the first inning here.
They've just found a home. I mean, they just little dinkers here and there, and the one down the first base line, one at the third base line, and one right over the top of Mitch Kulo over there at first, and it just going your way. Not a lot you can do about it at times, and this just happens to be one of those times.
Piedmont's going to bring their 9th hitter to the plate. It's going to be number 6, third baseman Austin Cowan.
Is that right? See, 4 runs in, 7, yep, 9 batters up here in the top half of the first.
And there's your infield fly.
I'll take it. I was just a little late. Well, that's the easy out that we'll take there to get back to the top of the order.
Kel Young recording the out on the infield fly by Cowan.
Kind of surprised Cowan first pitch swinging there, Coach.
Yeah, especially with bases loaded right there. He must have saw a pitch he thought he could drive, and fortunately for the Wolves, he got under a little bit, popped it up for the second out. Going to bring to the plate center fielder number 1, Brian Rhodes for the Piedmont Wildcats.
Well, you know what's getting ready to happen, right? Rhodes is going to make the 3rd out of the inning, and your score sheet's messed up for the rest of the game.
No, because I'm fixing to hand the score sheet over to you, so it'll be your score sheet.
All right, my score sheet's messed up then. I don't have a pencil.
Here you go.
Oh, thanks. You're too kind. Good pitch there by Dakota, and that's the spot there you'll make a living the rest of the afternoon with.
Dakota jumping out 0-2 on Rhodes, the leadoff hitter for the Wildcats.
Wild Kittens.
Wild Kittens.
They're pretty wild right now. They've just found everything. Hey, you talked about spots in the plate, and if you look at the scoreboard, Coach, there's an 0-2 pitch that just stayed in the zone. It's going to be a bases clearing, at least triple. Sawyer has a little difficulty picking it up out there, but I think it's a triple regardless. 3 more runs are going to score to make it 7-0 here in the top half of the first.
Well, as we talked about, that's twice there's been an 0-2 count with the runner getting on, and you just can't. One of the cardinal sins of baseball, don't give him something to hit with 0-2. And unfortunately for Dakota, he's found too much part of the plate, as it looks like Coach Boyer is going to come out, possibly make a change here. We'll see. That'll give us a chance to take a break and thank some of our sponsors. We'll be back in just a minute.
Moms, Eric's Pharmacy on Kickapoo, always convenient with their drive-by window. It's that time of year again. Stop by and get your and your kids' flu shots today. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center. How about Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After a pitching change here with 2 down in the top half of the first inning, left-hander Sawyer Saxon is now on the bump for the Wolves. Sawyer's first pitch, line shot up the middle, off his glove. Sawyer tracks it down, makes the throw in time to record the out. Solid line drive up the middle. Oh, boy, you talk about another saving face. That one was it. But fortunately for the Wolves, Sawyer was able to track it down and get him out of the inning, but not before the Wildcats pick up 7 runs on 6 hits, 1 Shawnee error. And 2 men left, due up in the bottom half of the first, Saxon, Young, and Ansel. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. We're together, we're building community one season at a time.
When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center.
Teamwork and communication are 2 key components to a successful Little League team. Or your favorite pharmacy. The Clinic Pharmacy, working hard to improve your quality of life.
Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. James Merchant in the booth, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Coach? Up here visiting with the legend, Steve Fluke. He's the true legend, folks. But how often is it, and how do the baseball gods work? You make a good play, and here you are leading off the top half of the inning.
That's how it works.
Pitcher junior Sawyer Saxon on the mound. First pitch from Scott Morrow is a tad outside for ball one.
Tony, the key here for the Wolves is, not try to score 7 all at once. You can't hit a 7-1 home run. So just stick to your game plan. Need base runners, base hits, and chip away at this. And before you know it, we'll be back in the ball game.
You're bag to bag at this juncture. I mean,
Wolves coming off scoring 11 runs last night against El Reno to pick up their first win and their first conference win. So scoring runs is not going to be difficult for the Wolves this year.
It would be interesting to see how they handle the debacle of the first inning, if they can stay in there and stay focused and just be gamers. Sawyer quickly in a 1-2 hole. Goes up the ladder and gets one, drives it into left field, sort of left center, and it'll be a leadoff single for Sawyer Saxon.
And that's the start they needed right there.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, Sawyer with good speed on there gives them a lot of options, but down 7, you're going to play a little conservative probably right here, but Sawyer with good speed wouldn't surprise me. Coach Boyer sent him here.
No way. No need. Didn't we just talk about that, Coach? We need a run at a time. That run is meaningless.
But still, you don't vary from your game plan.
Oh, throw it away. Hey, if we can't get a shot of that replay of Sawyer's hit, because it's a instructional tool for the young kids out there. Okay, being told not right now, but hit it where it was pitched. Very important.
That's right.
That's what we'll take. They just any little thing helps. See, I told you he wasn't going to go. No steal, just a wild pitch. Listen to me.
I hope you didn't have anything to do for the next 4 hours. Cause
yeah.
This one we may be here a while.
This may be an ordeal, folks. This may be who has the last at-bat. This might be, what was that, Bing and Blanchard, 05 state tournament, 27-25. Both pitchers went the distance.
Both pitchers went the distance.
I think we've already missed that one up. But what was that, 241 and 226 pitches?
It was a long ball game. I know that.
Fortunately for me, the lights messed up at Dale, and I was right on time getting to where I needed to be. 2-0 count here. Now there's a strike to Cale Young, second baseman, number 2, senior. 2-hole batter here for the Wolves.
And there's an example of the patience of the plate that you need. 2-0, a lot of times you might get the green light right there, but in this situation, hey, prove that he can throw strikes and
little wheel mill.
Don't help him out any.
Wheel move there by Morrow. Kind of interesting, Coach, with the wind to see that Piedmont playing straight away.
Yeah, there's definitely a big gap in left center, right where the wind's blowing. So Wolves maybe be able to take advantage of that. Cale Young ropes one, but right at the left fielder. Hit it very well, right on the nose, but hit it too good, if there's such a thing.
Well, that's one of those non-tracker moves because he didn't have to move out his tracks to snag that one. But that'll give the Wolves one out, and catcher Garrett Ansel now coming to the plate. Left fielder Brian Rhodes just said, I'll take that one. Right into his mitt. Garrett, senior signal caller, his first at-bat here today. Takes a ball outside. Coach Werchin, did you do any good today? Did you teach the youth of Shawnee anything? How was that for you?
Garrett Ansel hits one on the nose right there. Unfortunately, again, right at the center fielder. Sawyer Saxon advances on the catch. Gives Wolves a runner on third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
We're going to give it a sac fly. How about that? Can we do that?
You're the official scorekeeper. I'm with you all the way, Tony.
We've been invaded. Well, here we have Chris Lewis, who came in the game for Dakota Blanchard. And we'll see if we can get a timely 2-out hit here to start our chip away process. Tell you what, let's between half innings, let's talk to Coach Wirtchen about his national award that he's been nominated for. What do you say about that?
Is it a cash award? Any chance we split that?
75-25? I mean,
I was thinking more like 50-50.
Well, okay, I'll go for that too.
Chris Lewis, left-hander at the plate, trying to pick up the Wolves' first run as we get a foul ball down the left field line.
Well, now you're into a situation where you're 0-2, and like we talked about in the previous half inning, and we do apologize, Coach, but baseball is redundant, and you're going to hear a lot of the same things a lot of times because they just hold true. And now it's just a matter of an 0-2 pitch. There's a fly ball tailing away from the center fielder, and it's going to get down for a base hit. And just like that we showed in the top half of the first, there's an 0-2 mistake that leads to a run.
Well, and that's a big run right there for the Wolves. It cuts the lead down to 6 and gets them a little closer to their goal, getting back in the ball game right here. And Tyler had a good ball game last night with a couple big hits. So, just because there's 2 outs doesn't mean the inning's over. As Chris Lewis is taking off, he's going to stand up as the ball gets away from the catcher.
Now, I'm an aggressive person when it comes to baseball. I'm super aggressive. 2 down. Well, I mean, you think that you got a clutch hitter right here like he performed last night. Base hit scores a run now, though, right?
Base hit scores a run.
Just like this pitch right here. Watch this. Nope. That wheel move is something else, I tell you. You shouldn't be doing that all the time.
Well, and the Wolves are going to have good speed on the bases this year, so I think you still stay within your game plan. Take advantage of that speed as you get that hit up the middle. Chris Lewis is going to round third base, and we're going to get a throw in as it gets by the cutoff man. Tyler Wilburn with an RBI single goes into second standing up on the throw. And there you have it. The Wolves cut into that lead by 2 runs here in the bottom of the first.
Well, and good base running there by the senior Tyler Wilburn. He recognizes the throw, and Coach Roger Mize is telling him, watch the throw, watch the throw. As soon as he sees it goes through, he advances to second and puts another runner in scoring position with Mitch Kulo at the plate with an opportunity to pick up an RBI. Breaking ball in for strike 1.
Well, this ball game's far from over, so it's, as we talked about earlier, it's not time to panic for the Wolves. Just stay on their game plan, be aggressive on the base pass, and take advantage of what Piedmont gives you.
Well, pick up a couple cheapies here and there.
They all count the same,
don't they? I mean, if you look at the score sheet, it's a single, right? I mean, you don't know that it's a number to the first baseman, or it's a little Texas leaguer right over the first baseman's head. Mitch Kulo turns on one down the line. Is going to be pulled foul. Well, Morrow served it up. Kulo hit it a ton, but unfortunately for the Wolves, it's about 15 feet foul as it hit off the Memorial Park Ed Skelton Field sign out there in far left field. You get one up in the jet stream today, boys. It's a goner.
You just need a little lift on it today.
Yeah, routine is not routine today by any means whatsoever. Could be Dancing with the Bears out there in the outfield. We could film our own version of Dancing with the Stars here.
I'll let you go first.
Well, I've noticed if you take a look there in your center field picture shot that the center fielders shaded a little more to the shortstop side with the wind. And here's another pitch. It's going to be fouled down the left field line. Looks like it's tailing out of play. Barely gets over the fence, and Kulo is going to stay alive. Name of the game.
You don't want to give up on him today. You never know what's going to happen with the way the wind's blowing.
Coach, talk a little bit about a 2-strike approach here with Mitch Kulo at the plate.
Well, I know this is something they preach to their kids and they work on, but with a 2-strike approach, you're going to widen your base out a little bit. You're going to choke up, get off the knob a little bit, and you're going to protect the plate. You're not going to you're going to foul off anything that's on the corners and wait for the pitcher to make that mistake so you can get that two-strike hit as the ball gets away from the catcher, and Tyler Wilburn's going to advance to third. Tyler represents the third run, potential third run, here in the bottom of the first.
And I know as an opposing coach, and we don't like to, build up the other team, but it just drives you crazy. I mean, you got a 7-run lead, throw strikes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that it's not that you're not trying to. As one's fouled straight back, it's not the point that you're trying to. But, there's no need to. It's just frustrating. Kind of like a wrestler that gives up and gets on his back, right? I mean, Exactly. There's going to be a 2-out base on balls to Kulo. Well, Wolves got a little something going here in the bottom half of the first. They've picked up 2 runs. How to bring up sophomore Braley Brown to the plate.
Mitch Kulo, good speed on first. Wouldn't surprise me somewhere in the count, even though there are 2 outs with the runner on scoring position already, to see him try to get over to second with the runner on third.
Well, you got to be cognizant of the third to first move here. Don't want to get yourself caught out there in no man's land. Braley got that wide open stance, ball high to him, and probably a good time here to make him throw you a strike that you just seen him walk Kulo, and two down 5. No need to be impatient at this juncture. You got the signs remembered?
Well, and a lot of times, especially after somebody draws a walk, that's one thing you're looking. Don't help the pitcher out. If you're going to swing first pitch, it's got to be right down the middle or a spot that you're really looking at. As the Piedmont's going to give an easy one back to the Wolves as the pitcher throws one down the right field line. Mitchell Kulo's going to go to second. Tyler Wilburn's going to score. Mitch's going to go actually all the way to third right there. So Wolves pick up their 3rd run here in the bottom of the first inning. Mitch represents the potential 4th run here as they cut into a 7-run lead posted by Piedmont in the top of the first. Braley Brown at the plate.
I sure am glad we got plenty of score sheet copies. We may need them all.
Talking to Coach Boyer before the game, I told him, I've got a school board meeting at 7 o'clock. I said, I need about an hour and a half ball game with a win. He said, okay. Right now we're looking at about a 45-minute first inning, so it's going to have to be an awful quick.
Yeah, we're already 30 minutes into it. We're not out of the top half of the first inning as the count runs to 2-1 on a BB. Wow. Yeah, this could be a marathon. 10 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. Partridge in a pear tree. There's going to be a pitch that Braley doesn't really agree with. I don't either, but nonetheless, you got to learn to hit that one that way. If they're going to pitch you there, you got to hit it there.
2s are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Ball lifted up.
What are we doing? We should be scoring. Well, the catcher's going to make a Willie Mays Hayes basket catch there to end the inning, but not before the Wolves do cut into the lead with 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. Through 1 complete, 7-3 Piedmont. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV, where we're building community one season at a time.
Thank you, Select Janitor Supply, for helping keep our kids safe. Continue watching ShawneeCTV for tips on child safety.
Thank you, Kelly and Karen Cook, in your support of all Shawnee athletic programs. ShawneeCTV appreciates your support in helping us do what we do.
Well, we called Dreammaker, and Steve came out, visited with us, and asked us what it is that we were wanting to accomplish. And so we sat down and visited with him about what we needed to do. We were going to take out some walls and move some walls and open this thing up a little bit. And so he kind of jotted down some things, and he said, I'll be back in touch. A couple of days later, he called back, and he said, here's what I think we can do. And so they came out, took dimensions, came back with drawings, which were amazing. We had a home here that we couldn't even fit a dozen people in comfortably, and on New Year's Day we had over 40 people in here for dinner and everything, and so it just turned out fantastic, and it turned out just like we wanted it to. So we couldn't be happier. We needed more space for our family, and Dreammaker made that happen, and it's perfect.
How about Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and have the fortunate pleasure of being joined by Mr. James Wirtson. And Coach, I understand you're up for a national award in your science class on a project?
Lady, one of our teachers at school named Melissa Rice won when she was at a previous school, I can't even think of the name of the award right now, but it was a National Science and Mathematics Award. And she had got the opportunity to nominate somebody else, and I found out early last week that she had nominated me, so I'm getting to work on doing some stuff to get that all complete.
So what do you have to do to try to complete that? Is it pretty in-depth?
Yeah, it's very in-depth. I have to video a class. I have to make a new resume. I have to get 3 or 4 letters of reference. And just a lot of different paperwork and stuff, but it's a real prestigious thing, so we're hoping for the best.
Well, and I hope that it comes out well for you. And what do you get if you win this accolade?
I know for one thing, if somehow was to be the Oklahoma winner, I would get invited to Washington, D.C. for a dinner. I know that when Miss Rice went a couple years ago, she got to meet Bill Clinton was the president back then, and she had dinner with Hillary Clinton. So
Steve and I get to go with you, maybe meet Michelle?
Possibly.
Let's go. You ready to go, Coach? I'm ready. Well, good luck to you, Coach, and we'll keep progress up. How long does this last, and when should you know something?
All my paperwork and stuff, the deadline is, I think, May 1st. So I've just really gotten started working on it, and I'm not sure on when I'll find out anything, but I'll let you know.
Well, congratulations on your nomination, and hope all turns out well for you.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's James Wirtson, a teacher here at Shawnee Public Schools, and football, wrestling coach, and just an all-around guru.
He does it all.
Now, Steve, I love you to death, but if you're going to give me a score sheet, can we get one that's right? I mean, we got all this. What is all this? I mean, we only had 6 runs marked down here, and they had 7. And
I'm the color guy. You're the play-by-play. I was doing your job.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for bailing me out. Appreciate that. Nick Bailey, shortstop number 2, leading off the second inning here for Piedmont. Bailey, a base hit recipient, and I believe he was the one down the first baseline.
I believe so.
A little number over there that was in no man's land. A little discrepancy of who was taking what to where. So, unfortunately, got on. But we'll get that problem rectified as Sawyer Saxon delivers a ball that's going to be high and runs the count to 3 balls and a strike here in the second inning.
Well, the key for Shawnee right now is they did cut back into the lead, and they just need to approach it like it's a 0-0 ball game right here. Don't start pressing. Don't try to do anything fancy. Just as we talked about earlier, stick with your game plan. They've got to get outs. They've got to throw strikes.
Well, and you just need to start putting the pressure on them. I mean, with Sawyer in, you just think that he'll be able to hold him there, and hopefully he'll be able to hold him there. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. It's going to be fouled away down the right field line. That's too close to the Impala over there. Got windshield insurance protection? Or did you park down there?
That's why I parked on the other side.
Well, if I wasn't running so far behind that I would have parked there as well, but unfortunately I didn't have that luxury today. Here again is the payoff pitch on the way. Curveball is going to be high and outside. 4 base on balls issued to Nick Bailey. Well, Henning won him, just kind of got off the hook, and that's going to bring up the pitcher, number 9, Scott Morrow. Morrow was another dink recipient down the third base line that was scored an error on the throw. Be E5. Throw is up the line. Mitch Kulo unable to handle it. There's a ball is going to be hit towards shortstop. Cassidy Cook going out to get it, and again, just not able to, just dinked it right over him. So,
as you said in the first inning, a Texas Leaguer onslaught.
And that is exactly what it's been thus far for the Wildcats. So first pitch swinging, Morrow dinks one over Keiko's head, and it's going to put runners at first and second with nobody out, with Mac McBride, number 24, now at the plate. Kulo playing in front of the runner over there, maybe expecting a sacrifice opportunity here. Nothing happening as the pitch is swung on and missed. 4, strike 1. Very important for Sawyer to start ahead in the count, Coach.
Very important. You know, we always stress the importance of getting ahead in the count. You're able to do so many more things pitch-wise. Puts a lot more pressure on the hitter. It looks like number 24, looking at that first swing, was dead pull. So expected for them to try to throw everything away to the hitter right now.
Well, 0-1 count. And kind of interesting to keep Kulo in front. They haven't shown any signs of a sacrifice here. Got to keep a ball knocked down. Good pitch there by Sawyer Saxon, down and away. And good spot there. And now it's an 0-2, and we'll see what transpires. As 2 0-2 pitches have not been very kind to the Wolves here in the early going.
Have not, but I expect this to be a way too. And if he does get a piece of it and tries to pull that away pitch, you're going to get a ground ball right to the second baseman for a double play opportunity. So we get a little spin move right there. And ball goes into center field, and not what you want to see with runners in first and second with your double play setup. So another miscue by the Wolves right there. Allows Piedmont runners to advance. Takes away your double play. Nobody out here in the top of the second.
Well, hopefully here with the 0-2 count, we can go ahead and get the out, record the out, and that'll help alleviate some of the pressure. And that's exactly what happens. He fishes for one outside. Good spot by Sawyer Saxon there on the pitch, down and away, and went fishing, did Matt McBride, and he came up with the empty hook.
So the difference in, being in a situation where you got first and second with one out, with a double play get you out of the inning, with the ball going into center field now, you got to bring your infield in. Don't want to give up any more runs. It's what looks like they're playing for right here. Just puts a lot more pressure on your defense.
Well, now again, it's seeing eye single time. I mean, anything that's what you consider routine at regular depth is now probably going to get through with the infield drawn in. So it just puts that much more pressure on him as the counts run to 2-0 on Mike Brown. Brown, a curveball strikeout recipient to Dakota Blanchard, his first time up, and Sawyer falls behind in the count, 2-0. Now you got to come with a strike. And it's going to be fouled off the end of the bat here into the backstop and makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Sawyer looking for a big pitch here and maybe get a ground ball right at somebody, able to hold the runners up and record the out at first base, or a pop up, or just whatever you can find right now is what you're going to take, obviously. Ball bounced in front of the plate, and I guarantee you that you're not going to find a better defensive blocker than Garrett Ansel behind the plate.
That was a great job right there. That definitely saved a run right there. And that goes back to all the hours that I know he spends blocking balls in the off season and in the preseason, and in that situation saved a run.
Well, there we get the ground ball to Cassidy. The runner behind him moves ahead, and there's a throw over to Kulo in time. Cassidy does a good job of looking the runner back to third and gets the throw across in time for the out. So now bad situation's turned into a decent situation. Still not out of the fire yet, but got 2 down at least here in the second.
Yeah, you're right. Not out of the woods yet, but pulling the infield in definitely paid off right there with that ground ball right at the shortstop. Saves a run, keeps the runners at second and third. Wolves with the ability here to maybe get out of the inning without giving up any runs after having second and third with nobody out.
Well, starting ahead right here on Johnny Kovault, the DH. Kovault singled off the glove last time up of Dakota Blanchard, but I tell you, Coach Morrow almost messed them up over there. Did you see that? He was on his way to third base, and then he figured out, hey, he's not going, so I better hold up here. I'm in trouble too.
He almost got him in a pickle, but Cassidy did the right thing right there. He got the out, kept the runner at third, and let the Wolves the ability to fight another day.
No certain thing is a sure out, but you like to think that as you take a look there at the junior. Sawyer Saxon heading back to the mound, and we're in that situation again. No balls, 2 strikes. And then we saw last time on the batter McBride that ball is down and away, and hopefully Ansel will keep this one in the same spot, and he'll fish for it and good recognition there got him looking. Strike 3 right down the middle of the plate. And I'm going to tell you right now, before we go to break, I watched Cale Young and how Ansel set up to the outside of the plate expecting the pitch to be there with the right-handed header up. Cale shifted probably 10 feet to that side anticipating, and good recognition by Cale there to be in unison with his catcher. Well, the Wolves avoided a tough spot there. No runs. Let's see, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left for Piedmont in their half of the second inning. So Goose Egg looks pretty good on the scoreboard in the second half of the inning, and maybe the Wolves will chip away in the bottom half. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together we're building community one season at a time.
At Fred's Tire and Battery, we've got tires. Tough tires, fun tires, big tires, slick tires, safe tires. At Fred's Tire and Battery,
we've got tires.
At Fred's Tire and Battery, we offer 24-hour national and fleet roadside assistance. Just give us a call at 273-8500. If you need tires, Fred's Tire and Battery's got them.
Are you in a pinch? Do you need cash fast? Try Courtesy Loans at 19 West Main. Courtesy Loans, when you need cash fast. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area.
Thank you, Select Janitor Supply, for helping keep our kids safe. Continue watching ShawneeCTV for tips on child safety.
Thank you, Kelly and Karen Cook, in your support of all Shawnee athletic programs. ShawneeCTV appreciates your support in helping us do what we do.
Well, we called Dreammaker, and Steve came out, visited with us, and asked us what it is that we were wanting to accomplish. And so we sat down and visited with him about what we needed to do. We were going to take out some walls and move some walls and open this thing up a little bit. And so he kind of jotted down some things, and he said, I'll be back in touch. A couple of days later, he called back, and he said, here's what I think we can do. And so they came out, took dimensions, came back with drawings, which were amazing. We had a home here that we couldn't even fit a dozen people in comfortably, and on New Year's Day we had over 40 people in here for dinner and everything, and so it just turned out fantastic, and it turned out just like we wanted it to. So we couldn't be happier. We needed more space for our family, and Dreammaker made that happen, and it's perfect.
How about Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Memorial Park at Skelton Field. Here, bottom half of the second inning underway. Strike 1 to third baseman number 23, sophomore Dylan Johnson. Dylan's first time up through the lineup. Sees a curveball from Piedmont pitcher Scott Morrow. Here's the second offering. Curveball is going to be off Morrow, high in the air. Dylan jigging down the line is going to be safe on a base hit. Dylan hit it where it's pitched, right off of Morrow, and harmlessly, I should say, off of Morrow, but just kind of crawled right up him and catapulted into the air and allowed him to get down the line for a base hit.
Well, as we talked about, as we get a replay right here, we talked about in the first inning, in the books, it's a single.
Yeah, and like the way that Dylan head down and just digging down the line there, and you see he's safe, and that's going to bring up Keiko Cassidy Cook to the plate, shortstop junior number 12. As Morrow's going to have a couple sympathy offerings here.
Couldn't tell what that went off. It was his leg? Or
I think it was the dirt and then his leg.
And then his leg?
Looks like fine to me. Let's go.
He's ready to go.
No wimps in the game of baseball. I guess that's no crying, right?
There's definitely no crying.
I don't know. I've shed a tear here. I'm not going to lie, a couple times. Cassidy Cook, first pitch swing, line drive down the left field line. Going to be a double. And the ball's going to get by the left fielder, and that's going to allow Johnson to score. Oh, he stumbles around third base. Still enough time for him to score. And the dirt kind of got to Dylan Johnson, but it's going to be a double in the E7. And it's going to allow Cassidy Cook to get to third base.
The Gophers are out today.
Watch that dirt there, Dylan. It's going to be bad.
Dylan coming into third, I think he was satisfied being at third, and then the ball got away, and Coach Boyer went ahead and sent him on, and he was trying to change gears as he rounded the bag and got tripped up a little bit, but recovered well and scored the Wolves' fourth run of the game, first run here in the bottom of the second. Good pick by catcher right there to save a run.
You know what? Since I'm a homer and I can do this, I'm going to give Cassidy an RBI.
Man,
now, do understand, ladies and gentlemen, do understand.
You are generous.
Do understand that in May, at state tournament time, no way. Towering fly ball hit by Sawyer Saxon, and he's one of those that just held up and held up and held up and held up, and the center fielder did a good job of staying with it. Let's see who is out in center. That's Keaton Jones, and one of those deals where Cassidy kind of got off the bag because it looked like for a second he wasn't going to get there, but it just held up so long. He would have had a chance to try to score anyway, so just kind of.
Yeah, not from that close in right there. I think, especially with just the one out right there. Maybe with two outs, maybe you try to score, but with the way the Wolves swung the bat in the first inning, I think Coach Boyer had confidence that somebody's going to step up and drive him in right here, being at the top of the lineup.
Well, and this is the man to do it there in your screen, Cale Young, second baseman number 2. Cale, a line drive victim in the bottom half of the first, takes one down Broadway there, quickly 0-2. Hit the ball extremely hard, but just right to left fielder Brian Rhodes out there. Didn't have to hardly move. Curveball is going to be on the ground to shortstop. Cassidy hesitated. He's going to score. Throw gets across the diamond in time. In the dirt, unable to pick it, was first baseman Matt McBride, and E6 is going to put another run on the board and a runner at first for the Wolves.
Well, the shortstop did a good job, but really rushed the throw right there. Kel, good speed, getting down the line right there, and rushing the throw. The ball got down a little bit, and the first baseman couldn't handle the pick right there. So the Wolves on the positive end of that, scoring their fifth run here. Kel with good speed here.
Nice
as we
dig
talked
there.
about earlier, we've got good speed up and down the lineup. So with Garrett Ansel at the plate, somebody who can drive the baseball right here, my guess is Kel's going to try to get over to second base and get in a scoring position. We'll try to pick up that sixth run.
Hit and run. I'm a genius.
Execution.
I'm an ooh, that's a hose.
Good throw by the right fielder right there.
Right fielder with a strong arm. Let's see, Scott. Let's see. Right fielder is Mike Brown. Had the big throw there, but again, you said it, Coach. Perfect execution on the hit and run.
That was textbook right there. All you young guys
Nothing
out there
better.
watching Garrett right there. Runner takes off. Second baseman goes cover. He hits it on the right side in the vacant spot, and just perfect execution by the Shawnee Wolves right there.
Well, it's going to bring out the Piedmont's pitching coach, and you see a little rally going there, and Coach Boyer over there talking to his troops. Tell them, keep it going. Keep it going, boys. Picked up 2 here in the second. It's a nice looking pullover there Coach Boyer's wearing. Where's ours at?
You don't see me with one, do you?
Hey, don't you sign the requisition forms for their stuff?
That doesn't mean I get to add one for me.
Well, 2. It'd almost be like 3 if you got me one. I have to build 2 out of 1. I mean,
you said that, not me.
Hey, you were thinking it. I know you well enough.
Oh.
Chris Lewis now at the plate for the Wolves. Chris singled his only plate appearance, stolen base, and had a run driven in. Plated Sawyer Saxon for the Wolves' first run. I just don't understand that stuff. I guess I'm just out of date and out of touch. But why why try to pick a runner off when you're struggling as it is with the runner in front? I mean, I just don't know.
He's trying to surprise him.
He's going to surprise him, all right. He's going to throw it down the right field line, and we're going to be at third base with another run scored and one out.
It's all right. Who you rooting for? You're
Shawnee.
Shawnee.
I just want to see good baseball.
Let him
Can I just not see good?
Right
Is it too much to ask for good baseball?
No.
I mean, fella comes to the ballpark. That's what he expects to see, right? I mean,
that's right.
I mean, we'd like to see it for the good guys, but gosh, dogs. Yeah, left-handed Chris Lewis is going to get a good look here at Morrow as Morrow tries to determine who's going to have the bag on a ball back to him, but the balls are going to get by him into center field for a single. Oh, got caught leaning.
And that answers your question.
Because you don't pay attention to what's going on. Well, the pickoff now puts the Wolves in a two-out situation and scored a couple runs with two down in the first, so no need to give that now as the out's going to be recorded 1-3 on the pickoff.
And those are the little things that in a close ball game come back and bite you right there. You just one out, runners at first and second. You have a lot of different options, with first and third. Delay steal, early break, straight steal, hit and run, even with the runner on third. So now your options are limited.
Uncle Mo
with two out, momentum starts to switch sides, gives the pitcher a lot more confidence, and as I said, in a tight ball game, those are the ones that come back to bite you.
Well, there's a pitch up and in to Chris Lewis, makes the count 3-1. So base on balls here makes that out even more costly because we had the bases loaded with one out. But we'll see here, and one of your hottest hitters coming up in Tyler Wilburn as there's a pitch right down Broadway to run the count to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Chris, as you see right there, is widening his base right there and getting off the knob a little bit. And he battles that pitch off right there, just like he's taught. Waiting for that pitcher to make a mistake so he can pounce on it and drive in the Wolves' the 6th run of the game.
Amazing concept when things are done the way they're supposed to be. Look out.
Foul ball down the left field line right there.
Cale had to be on his toes there. That one's after him. I'd say that was an ugly finder, but it wasn't hit towards me, so.
It was toward Coach Boyer, though. What are you trying to say?
You said it.
Oh, I said it?
Yeah. I was thinking it, and you said it.
Oh, okay.
We just reversed roles that time.
Okay.
3-2 offering on the way again. There's a ball fouled away and staying alive. The old Bee Gees tune, right?
That's third straight foul ball by Chris Lewis, doing a good job of battling pitches off, trying to get the pitch that he wants. It's a brisk day here at Ed Skelton Memorial Park.
Turn the heater on. Good at bat.
Good at bat by Chris right there. Those are, as we talked about last, those little things that hurt you. Those are the little things that can win you ball games right there. You get behind the count in 2 strikes and you battle back, foul some pitches off, and then work a walk. So good job by Chris Lewis right there. It brings up Tyler Wilburn, who got a big hit in RBI in the first inning. As we've got a pretty decent little crowd out here for the way the temperatures are. Home opener for the Shawnee Wolves for
Where's
the
that
2009 season.
Where's that Thursday 85 degrees at?
Well, it's not Thursday yet.
Oh.
We're just at Tuesday.
Oh.
Patience.
Man, I have a lot of those.
Tonight is Sequoia Elementary night.
At the ballpark?
At the ballpark.
Well, I'd like to welcome all the Sequoia Elementary students here.
Throughout the season, there's going to be elementary night at the ballpark where the kids get in free and get a chance to be recognized and enjoy an evening at the ballpark.
After they get their homework done, right?
After the homework, that's right.
Exactly. 1-1 here to Tyler Wilburn. There goes Lewis. Lewis is going to be credited with a stolen base.
And there's Coach Boyer being aggressive right there. As we talked about the speed in the ball club, he's going to take advantage of that and use it to his advantage. And with that stolen base, gives the Wolves an opportunity to tie the ball game up here after giving up 7 runs in the top of the first. Chance to tie it here. Tyler Wildren's going to swing and miss for strike 3 in the 3rd out of the inning.
Well, that does end the inning, but not before the Wolves pick up 2 more runs on 3 hits, 2 Piedmont errors, and 2 men left. Through 2 complete, 7-5 Piedmont. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Teamwork and communication are 2 key components to a successful Little League team. Or your favorite pharmacy. The Clinic Pharmacy, working hard to improve your quality of life.
When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's In the Loop at Wall's Bargain Center.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we begin the top half of the 3rd inning. Leading off for the Piedmont Wildcats, second baseman number 7, Justin Green. Green singled his first time. There's a ground ball to 3rd. Nice recovery by 3rd baseman Dylan Johnson. Throws across in time for the out. Kind of a little bobble there, but stayed with it and made the play.
Well, you hit it right on the head. It's staying with it right there on a hard hit ball to the 3rd baseman. You've got time right there unless you've just got a burner at the plate. And Dylan did a good job of staying with it, making a good solid throw over to Mitch Kulo to record the out.
Well, and that's what you want. Gave up 2 runners on, but down in the lower part of the lineup, got to go directly at him. No need to let the 8 and 9 guys get aboard. As Austin Cowan looks at a first pitch curveball strike. Cowan popped up to second baseman Cale Young, his first time up. There's one up and in. I don't know about you, but it's a little chilly in here, Coach.
Well,
we ain't outside.
Be glad we're in here, not out there.
Yeah, I'd have to have a blanket. 1-1 offering on the way. There's the ball popped up towards the plate. Ansel Sawyer Saxon, the pitcher, calls him off.
Now that'd be something if that center fielder make that play. I know Sawyer's got good wheels, but I don't know that he's that fast.
Well, I was just saying that's the center fielder coming out in him to take over to go get it from tougher play for Ansel than it is for Sawyer.
You are correct on that, and a good play right there, and a good quick 2 outs, and that's what the Wolves need. You know, they've given up they gave up 7 runs in the first, and then they came out and sort of got in a hole a little bit in the second inning, got out of the jam. Now they need a good quick inning here to really turn the momentum and come back in and score some runs. But a good job on communication, and Sawyer coming in and taking charge right there.
Coach, I just got to comment on this. This is ridiculous. You know, here at Shawnee, folks, we've been blessed with some generous people. And because of that, we have a top-rate facility here at Shawnee at Memorial Park at Skelton Field. Strike 3, and there's your quick inning. And I just got to say that this scoreboard is probably the best you're going to find anywhere in the state. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. It'll do anything you want it to. And we had somebody during the state tournament last year that would operate it and just loved it. And so I sent, I'm not going to mention Larry James's name, a text message that said, "Where are you at? We need the scoreboard operator." And as you take a look at it there, and you know what he sends me back? And I quote, "I only come out for the big show."
Hey, anytime we're here, it's the big show.
We've been big time. Wolves trail by 2 going from the bottom after 3rd. You watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
We are are here in the nitty-gritty of District 3 with the Potawatomi County Commissioner, Abby Thompson. So, Abby, I want to know, because this facility is, like we said, way different than the downtown Broadway facility, but how often are you working here versus downtown Shawnee?
So obviously on Tuesdays I try to be at the admin building because we have our commissioner meetings, but usually every other day of the week I do my best to be down here. I love it down here. Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of let your hair down, get dirty, play in the dirt. Yeah.
Yes.
I really do love it down here.
Yes, and being down here and seeing the guys working, answering calls, being everywhere, and yes, they do get a break every once in a while. Don't worry, you guys. Sometimes. But it just made me realize they really are the ones that have to answer these calls and work in winter, rain, summer, shine. You get it.
And I think people forget, some of them take trucks home. If we get calls in the middle of the night, we never stop working. They get called out, they have to go do it. So they work very, very hard. Absolutely.
See, I don't think I realized that they have to work on call and all of that stuff as well.
Yes.
And so it just makes me appreciate, one, I don't come out to mod half as much as I should.
Well, you should.
Yes. Which is where District 3 barn is located, is in Maud, Oklahoma. And it allows me to realize that there's a lot going on all around Potawatomi County. And there are advancements going on around Potawatomi County. So thank you so much, Abby Thompson, for your heart for your county.
We are so blessed. I love our county. We have such great people. I love my crew. I couldn't ask for a better one. And I just want to remind you, girls aren't afraid to get dirty, right?
Yes.
Rhinestones and dirt.
Woo! Yes, I love that. Well, congratulations, Abby Thompson. You're making history while you're a District 3 commissioner, and we are so grateful for how you run the show over here. So
thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Love you. Bye.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
For 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Mitch Kulo at the plate leading off for the Wolves. Mitch got on a base on balls, got all the way to third, and got stranded in the first inning. Thank you, sir. And we'll see if he can't lead off the bottom half of the third and get us some more runs scored. And see if the Wolves can't take the lead.
Well, I think you can start to feel the momentum shift a little bit after that quick inning right there. You know, the Wolves sort of dug themselves a hole. They've battled back, got themselves within striking distance, came out. Sawyer's really settled down and put the Wolves in a position to strike right here. And they got that good quick inning right there. And as we were talking, an opportunity to come back here, take the lead this inning, and then sort of take control of the ball game.
How about we just take control here in the third inning?
Well, that'd be fine.
Well, that's a start. That's going to be in the gap. And we'll see the wheels of Mitch Kulo right here as Kulo rounds first, picks up his coach, heading to second. Never want to make the third out of first inning. Mitch Kulo is going to cruise in with a stand-up double to lead off the third inning here for the Shawnee Wolves.
Well, that's exactly what the Wolves were wanting, was a leadoff hit. Get that base runner on. Now a lot of options for the Wolves right here as they get into the bottom half of their lineup.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that's one of those that you probably didn't feel because it sounded solid off that aluminum bat there. The ball was well hit. Brayley Brown, center fielder at the plate. Brayley popped up to the catcher. Goes to sacrifice attempt. Misses for strike one.
Brady, sophomore, getting his first varsity experience after being on the freshman team last year along with Dylan Johnson. A couple of sophomores making their mark on the varsity team.
One and one count here for Mr. Brown. Runner at second, nobody out. Brayley swings through that one. Behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Sun popping out here at Skelton Memorial Park. Tough sun for the right fielder right now as it's beginning to set.
Boy,
just a little bit outside. Runs the count to 2-2.
Boy, it's tough to see. You can see the first baseman has his mitt over shading his eyes.
First baseman, second baseman, right fielder. It's a tough field right now.
Ball run in on Brayley. He swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Good BL, Brayley. Good BL. Hustle off. Good body language. You get him next time, right? It's the joys of baseball.
That's right.
There's always another at bat. Well, Dylan Johnson now coming to the plate, sophomore third baseman, and Dylan grounded one back up the middle off of Morrow's leg for a base hit. And there's a curveball. It's going to be hung, and Dylan drives it into left field. Left fielder is able to track it down into the wind and for the second out. But Dylan, coach, hit that ball on the button.
Hit it on the button. A little bit too much lift on it right there, but a good job by Piedmont's left fielder right there tracking that ball. But good solid contact by Dylan.
Shortstop, number 12, Cassidy Cook coming to the plate. Cassidy first pitch swinging, double down the left field line. RBI double, a generous RBI double. Took third on the error by the left fielder. Plated a run, and we'll see if he can score us one with 2 down here. Wolves have been able to come up big with a couple 2-out hits to get runs in. We'll see if that holds tried and true here in the third. Cassidy swinging, fouls that one straight back to even the count at 1-1. Do we know any state tournament information yet?
Do not. It's just the 3rd of March.
So, should be coming pretty quick.
We're about 2 months away. About 10 weeks.
You know I don't have any patience. What a great time. What a great opportunity for Shawnee to showcase their facility and host most generally the 4A state tournament for the first round and 3A in the second. And, all 3 classes, 2, 3, and 4 for the finals. Heck, we'd even take A and B this year since it's a week earlier, right?
Oh, we would.
Great opportunity to see some great high school talent. And as Daniel and I always profess, and Steve will concur, but best bang for your buck entertainment-wise is high school athletics. Nothing beats it. Cassidy swings at the offering a little bit high and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second is Mitch Kulo. He reached on a double. There's a ball going to be chopped towards the shortstop. Third baseman over with it, kicks it around, and Cassidy Cook's going to reach on the error on the third baseman.
Good hustle by Cassie right there. Third base come in, just couldn't make the handle. Had a little short hop right there, and it sort of rolled up his arm right there. And the Wolves are going to be the beneficiary of that, as the Wolves have runners at first and third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Going to bring up leadoff hitter Sawyer Saxon.
Well, as much as you'd like to see Cassidy in scoring position here, Coach, it's almost one of those deals you might want to hold him because it just saw you're that much more room being a lefty to hit through.
Well, that's a good point right there. Right side of the field is wide open right now because second baseman is shading over. I'm not sure why he's shading that close to the bag with left-hander up, but
who you rooting for?
I'm just hey, good baseball. You know what you said earlier?
I did. The old third to first never gets me out move in attempted there. I shouldn't say that. I just asked why we picked behind the runner, and we saw the result. Ball high to Sawyer. Sawyer on the afternoon, 1 for 1, led the game off for the Wolves in the bottom half of the first with a single, had a run scored, and flew to center, kind of left center, a high pop-up that hung and allowed the center fielder to run quite a ways to get it. But I have a feeling this is going to be on the nose. There's a pitch again, high and away for ball 2.
Well, this situation here we talked about earlier, 2-0. When you're down 7, you may be a little more selective. Right here with the runner on third, you're looking for your wheelhouse right here. If it's a spot you can drive, you're gonna jump all over the pitch.
Well, in anticipation of a strike coming, as Sawyer a good contact hitter, you may see Cassidy start taking off here from 2-0. One thing you don't want to be over there, Cassidy's lackadaisical. We've already seen one of your teammates get picked off over there.
Yeah, especially in this situation, lead off up with the runner on third. You can't afford to get picked off right here.
Ooh. Well, I thought that might be the one that...
I thought it might. It may have been, he thought may have been a little bit inside or a little bit too low, but umpire thought it was right there. But, still in good shape right here. 2-1 count, still an aggressive offensive count right here for Sawyer. Runners in first and third.
Excuse me, swing down the third base line. It's going to work. It's going to be an RBI single for Sawyer Saxon. He's going to get away, moving to third. Coach Boyer sending the runner home. Play at the plate is safe. Is going to be Cassidy Cook. And Sawyer ends up on third. So the Wolves are now the beneficiary of an infield RBI single for Sawyer Saxon. And we talked about put the pressure on and make a play, and Piedmont did make the play. So 2 runs to score to tie the ball game. And we have Sawyer at third base with 2 outs with Cale Young coming to the plate.
Turnabout's fair play, right?
Absolutely.
Piedmont the beneficiary of a couple of infield nubbers, and Sawyer sort of an excuse me, I didn't mean to swing contact right there. Ball rose down the third base line. Sawyer with good speed right there. Third baseman tries to rush to throw, gets away from the first baseman, goes down the right field line. Wolves score 2 to tie the ball game up at 7. Here in the bottom of the third, with still a runner at third with 2 outs.
I keep it into the third baseman. That's his second error of the inning.
I tell you, it'll find you every time. Good breaking ball there.
Cale Young at the plate. Cale 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to left his first time up and was the recipient of an E6 back in the second. Cale swinging, fly ball towards the second baseman. Shortstop calls him off to make the play. But the Wolves do pick up 2 runs to tie the game on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 man left. So after 3, we're just like we left Kansas City, all square at 7.
All tied up.
All right, we'll be back for the 4th inning. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. We're together. We're building community one season at a time.
Thank you, Select Janitor Supply, for helping keep our kids safe. Continue watching ShawneeCTV for tips on child safety.
Thank you, Kelly and Karen Cook, in your support of all Shawnee athletic programs. ShawneeCTV appreciates your support in helping us do what we do. Fred Gauker at Richard's Drug in downtown Shawnee welcomes everyone into his door for their pharmaceutical needs. Fred offers a full line of vitamins and nutritional products. That's Fred Gauker, Richard's Drug, downtown Shawnee. This programming is made possible in part by the generous giving of Winsett, Powerline, and Underground Contractors. Thanks, Ricky, Kim, Derek, and Austin, for all your help. Are you in a pinch? Do you need cash fast? Try Courtesy Loans at 19 West Main. Courtesy Loans, when you need cash fast.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top half of the fourth inning, and Bootyism of Kansas City has been retired. You will no longer hear that. Thad Miller. Hey, how about
nice
that?
Play by Mitch Kulo right there.
No Texas Leaguer for you, sir. We scouted you out. You can't get that one in. Well, he didn't have it because he was hit by a pitch and grounded out to the pitcher. So quickly, one pitch, one out.
Good look at Mitch right there. A little replay right here. Does a good job, turns and runs, and brings the ball in. Good job by Mitch right there. Record the first out here in the top of the fourth. Wolves the beneficiary of a quick inning in the top of the third. Gets a quick out here in the top of the fourth.
Get a favorable check swing call there. Nick Bailey, shortstop number 2 at the plate. Nick on the afternoon, 1 for 1. Base hit and a base on ball. And now he's going to be hit by the pitch. So he's still 1 for 1. Talk about that, Coach. How do you, for people who may not be familiar with the game of baseball, just picking it up, how do you determine 1 for 1, 1 for 3, 0 for whatever? A little bit about that.
Well, obviously, however many times you're at bat and how many hits you get determines whether if you're at bat 2 times, you get 1 hit, you're 1 for 2. However, there are certain situations that don't count as an official at bat.
And those would be?
Such as a walk.
Okay.
A sacrifice.
Okay.
A hit by pitch.
Okay.
So those particular at-bats do not count against you. They do not hurt your average. So, for instance, if you walk the first time up, second time up, get a hit, third time up, get a ground ball, you're 1 for 2. 2 official at-bats with the walk not counting as an official at-bat.
And so your batting average would be?
500.
Attaboy.
That's why I went to math class.
Well, the big timer just sent me a text and said Steady League Wrestling going on ShawneeCTV this weekend will televise the championship. You might tell the listening audience.
I think you just did.
I did. Well, hit by a pitch was the second batter up. That was Bailey, so that'll bring up the counterpart, Scott Morrow. Morrow singled in the second. Not sure what he did. Looks like E5 there. That was the throwing error. There's a ball ripped down the line. Foul. Ooh, Coach Antoine's not going to be happy with that one.
That one definitely hit in fair territory on this side of the bag. Now, from this angle, it's hard to tell, but when it crossed the bag, the key is where it crossed the bag at.
Well, I have no idea who the home plate umpire is, but he made probably the biggest mistake an umpire can make on a ball hit down the third base line with your partner in the middle of the field. He just looked to him for help. He was looking dead at him going, and then it's foul. You got to be right there.
Yeah, that was close. Close call. That one went the way of the Wolves, but that's okay.
I had to make an emergency umpiring appearance here at Memorial Park one night. That was rather entertaining.
I think I remember that.
During the East-West Showdown. Mm-hmm. Umpire took one in the coconut, and he was no longer able to go. And lo and behold, we get the runner thrown out at second. Very first pitch I'm out there, and I have to bang him out, and the Del City coach starts yelling at me, and it was just entertaining from there.
I'm sure you didn't deserve it.
He was out. I mean, what do you say? High fly ball towards right field. Kale drifting back. I'm going to camp under to make the catch. So, sometimes things just don't go your way in the beginning, but if you keep on keeping on, they probably will. And Wolves are beneficiary there of a questionable foul ball that would easily got the runners to second and third, maybe even scored a run. But now we have 2 down with Matt McBride, first baseman number 24 at the plate. McBride for sure 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch swing, pops it up down the left field line. Will anybody get there? It's going to fall harmlessly in foul territory.
We talked about that in the first inning with that wind blowing. Every pop fly is going to be an adventure, and those are always the tough ones right there. Third baseman having to go back with that wind blowing. So Piedmont lives for another at-bat here. Top of the fourth inning with 2 outs. Runner on first.
Well, we need to get another out here and another quick inning, even though we had the hit by pitch. Good pitch there by Sawyer. Sawyer coming in and doing an effective job of holding Piedmont right where they need to be and let the Wolves, as you put it, chip away. And now we're at a situation where we're tied and getting out. We can take the lead in the bottom half of the fourth. Good spot there on the 0-2 pitch. Out and away, out of the zone. Where it needs to be. Still into your situation of your head and your count, so you can throw your pitch.
You're right, and this is, we want to stay down and away right here. Breaking
Strike
ball
3.
right there.
See ya.
And wasn't expecting a breaking ball there. And
How
good
could you
pitch by-
not? How could you not? 1-2?
I don't know, but he wasn't.
No, he wasn't, and strike 3 was called on the K, looking for McBride to end the inning. The hit by pitch goes harmlessly by the wayside as no runs crossed for Piedmont, no hits, no errors, and 1 man stranded. Wolves coming up in their bottom half of the fourth inning. We'll have Ansel, Lewis, and Wilburn when we come right back.
Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. This programming is made possible in part by the generous giving of Winsett, Powerline, and Underground Contractors. Thanks, Ricky, Kim, Derek, and Austin, for all your help.
Bring in the new year with the touchscreen phone from Communication Services, your AT&T authorized retailer. Choose from many of our new phones, like the Samsung Eternity or the LG View. Both are touchscreen and loaded with awesome features like an MP3 player, video share, and a 30-day free trial of mobile TV. It's all at Communication Services, service provided by AT&T and Communication Services, AT&T authorized retailer. Come see us today, downtown or in the Shawnee Mall next to Center Court.
Moms, Eric's Pharmacy on Kickapoo, always convenient with their drive-by window. It's that time of year again. Stop by and get your and your kids' flu shots today. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center. How about Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Memorial Park in Skelton Field, home of the Shawnee Wolves. They are in a deadlock battle with the Piedmont Wildcats at 7 apiece in the bottom half of the fourth inning. New pitcher on the mound for Piedmont, number 6, Nick Bailey. And his first batter is going to be senior catcher, number 20, Garrett Ansel. Garrett on the day is 1 for 2. Well, let's go 1 for 1. We gave him a sacrifice on that ball in the first inning.
Wow.
I'm generous.
You're starting off.
He tagged
Jolly
up.
St. Nick
He tagged up and went to third. I mean, Sawyer tagged up and went to third and eventually scored a run. I mean, it was important to get him across.
I'll take your word for it.
All right. And I can do that.
I believe you.
Because I'm a homer. Base hit for Garrett in the second inning. So we'll see here what the fourth inning has in store. As that pitch misses the zone somewhere. I'm not really sure where, but it's quickly a 3-0 count to the senior signal caller. Garrett looking to get the Wolves started here in the bottom half of the fourth and take a lead after trailing 7-0. 3 runs, 2 runs, 2 runs. And that is going to be ball 4. And Bailey kind of looks in to see maybe where that one's at. So Garrett gets on base, and I'm sure his lead won't be quite as big as it was last half inning. I guess 2 innings ago. Chris Lewis on to the plate. 1 for 1 on the afternoon. Singled. A run in after the Garrett Ansel sacrifice fly. And also based on balls in the second inning. Wolves got something started here with the leadoff base on balls. And it looks like Bailey's having a little trouble finding the zone as that's 6 straight.
Probably the take signs on right here for Chris with 6 straight balls. Don't want to do anything to help the pitcher out. 7 straight. And Coach Boyer does give the take sign here. So the Wolves with the making of a big inning right here starting off.
They show 2-0 count on the board. Maybe I got a little ahead of myself here.
You knew what you were talking about. You knew it was going to be 3-0.
Absolutely. Daniel doesn't let me have many prognostications, but I've had a couple so far. 2 of them have been right on the money. The hit and run.
Yeah.
Ball 3.
Yeah.
I mean.
That's right. Well, Danny's not here, so we won't tell him.
We can prognosticate away, can't we?
I
guarantee he'll watch. Oh, they'll dime me out. They probably already got messages on their way. Booty's prognosticating again. They figure if I can dime LJ out, they can dime me out. 3-0 count. Pitch on the way is going to be ball 4.
8 straight pitches for balls.
Frankly, folks, I don't know how they're laying off those that are that close.
Discipline.
To use a line from Major League. Just a bit outside. Harry Doyle coming at you live here. I think Coach is telling young Mr. Bailey that if you throw one down the middle after all the shenanigans you've been pulled, they're going to tattoo it out to left field. Well, I know this young man coming to the plate is frustrated with his last at-bat, Tyler Wilburn, and you said he had a couple of big hits last night in the El Reno game?
Had some big hits last night. Helped the Wolves come from behind to defeat the El Reno Indians in their first conference game. Today being their second conference game.
What was the score?
Score was 11-4. It was 2-0. They were down 2-0 in the 5th inning. And bats exploded for the 5th, 6th, and 7th. And the Wolves with comeback victory against El Reno. As we got a little chicken dance going on here at the ballpark.
Oh,
good times at the ballpark.
Coach, you just got to, when time permits, you got to tell the greatest chicken dance story, though. 9 in a row. Struggling to find. They moved the plate, I think, is the deal.
They might have. He may need to brush the dirt off. Maybe he can't see the plate.
They narrowed it. There's a good look at Tyler Wilburn, senior infielder, outfielder, pitcher. Do it all, number 9.
Is there anything else? Oh, catcher. I guess the catcher would be the only thing.
And there's going to be one across the plate. Generosity knows no bounds.
And he broke the string right there.
I still wouldn't get real slap happy.
And I think he's going to serve one up right here, and Tyler's going to jump all over it.
Like that right there?
Just like that.
Well, and again, that's going to be an infield single for Tyler Wilburn. He runs extremely well. Don't think that the shortstop had any chance to get it as Tyler hit it in the hole, and that's going to give the runners a chance to move up 90 feet. And the Wolves have got a lot cooking here, Coach, with the bases juiced and nobody down with Mitch
loaded.
Kudo.
Bases loaded. Wolves opportunity to take the lead for the first time in the ball game after being down 7-0 after a half inning. So the Wolves have battled back. They've stayed the course and haven't tried to press. They've stayed within their ball game. They've stayed aggressive on the base pass, taking advantage of what Piedmont's given them, and find themselves locked up in a 7-7 tie ball game with the bases loaded. Nobody out here at the bottom of the fourth.
Well, senior Mitch Kulo at the plate swings and misses that offering. Quickly in an 0-2 count. Mitch is 1 for 1 on the evening. He walked in the first inning, was stranded at third base, and scored a run in the third and had a double. Led off with a double.
Well, we could use a double right here. Big gap in left center.
Ball up and in. Good discipline there to lay off that enticing offering.
Center fielder playing straight away, and left fielder sort of playing toward the line a little bit. So big
what about
gap.
Shawnee New Star? Harvey's. Is that a new sign out there for Harvey's? It looks good.
It is. Harvey's a big sponsor of Shawnee Woods.
Right
we get
over
a base hit over the second baseman's head.
Going to score two. Good arm by the right fielder, Coach Boyer wisely. Holding up Tyler Wilburn at second base. A 2 RBI single for Mitch Kulo takes the Wolves to a 9-7 lead.
Wolves get their first lead of the ball game. And have battled back all the way from a 7-0 deficit. And up to the plate, sophomore Braley Brown. First of 2 back-to-back sophomores for the Wolves. Getting their first varsity experience at home this year. Sacrifice bunt by Braley.
Beautiful.
Lays a good bunt down.
Throw it away. He did. He threw it right into Braley. Oh, boy. Got him. Oh, and under the tag is number 9, Tyler Wilburn. And, boy, good slide and tag applied, not in time. But, Coach, I'm not so sure they get Braley with a good throw, are you? I mean, obviously
catcher did a real good job in the throw, sort of like in the first inning that we had. The throw sort of carried him as we get see the tail end of the play right there with Tyler Wilburn coming in, sliding safely into home plate. But throw to first, the ball sort of drifted into the runner.
Well, it's a definite sacrifice.
Both got there about the same time, and first baseman couldn't hang on to the ball, and was beneficiary of that drop ball, and then Tyler Wilburn wheels around to score to take a 3-run lead, 10-7. Another sacrifice bunt.
No sacrifice there. No, that's straight bump for hit.
You think so?
Did you see it? Drop the bat and running out of the box. You call that a sacrifice?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Nonetheless, the good guys are now on the positive side of the scoreboard. Scored 10 unanswered. You know what? I'm giving Braley a base hit. You can't stop me.
Wow. You've gone from generous to
giving.
Man.
It's ShawneeCTV, Coach.
Free hits at the ballpark day.
Come on out. If you need your average juice, just come on and see a booty. Yo, look out, Raj. Now, that was an ugly finder right there.
Raj about got one in the ear hole right there.
Watch out, Raj. Yeah, I'm really surprised, Steve, that the Baseball Coach Association didn't adopt some kind of helmet law like the major leagues did, too.
I think it's probably not too far down the road.
After that unfortunate situation in Tulsa, good pitch. I think the catcher kind of botched that one for him, but that looked like a pretty good pitch there.
Yeah, breaking ball in the inside half must have been a little bit too inside. Catcher, like you said, didn't help his cause out by dropping the pitch right there.
No favors. Dylan battling at the plate, and we saw Dylan on the afternoon is 1 for 2. Single in the second, flew out to left in the third. Curveball gets a generous call there, as it looked like it stayed in a little bit long to me, but nonetheless, umpire punches him out for out number 1. Not really again, good baseball. Only questioning With 2 strikes, why were you playing in front? I mean, I understand now with Cassidy in the 9-hole here, but I don't understand why you play in front of the runner with the runner in front of you.
As the runner goes, hits him in the back of the helmet, it looks like. Going to be called a dead ball. Everybody will advance, and the Wolves have the bases loaded.
Cassidy hit by the offering. Cassidy's been on base all 3 times today, and if you look here, 6, 7, 8, and 9, you see a lot of lines and fill-in spots, and that's what you want is production from the bottom half of your order.
That's true because with the Wolves as potent as they are at the top of the lineup, you get guys on at the bottom. That's going to be a good equation for scoring runs.
Well, Sawyer Saxon back to the top of the lineup. Sawyer has come in and done an excellent job on the mound of holding Piedmont while the Wolves get back in the ball game and subsequently take a 10-7 lead. Sawyer has a chance to widen the lead here for Shawnee. Runners on all bags with only 1 out. Here's the 0-1 offering is outside. Makes the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Sawyer on the afternoon, 1 for 3. Single in the first, flew out in the second, and reached on the error in the third. Some things I just can't overcome by giving errors. I'm sorry, Sawyer. There's a fly ball. Looks like it could be trouble. Runners are holding up, but it's down. Go, boys, go. Coach Boyer in the aggressive mode and going to send the runner from third, and he's going to cruise on in. It's going to be a 2 RBI. We'll give him a double. Sure, why not? 2 RBI double for Sawyer Saxon, hustling on the play, so you're going to be rewarded.
Hustling. Yes, I do not have a problem with that double.
Wow.
He was going all the way to second right there. It looks like Piedmont's going to have another pitching change as Coach Boyer brings his runners over, and Piedmont's going to discuss their next move. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. How about Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Fred Gauker at Richard's Drug in downtown Shawnee welcomes everyone into his door for their pharmaceutical needs. Fred offers a full line of vitamins and nutritional products. That's Fred Gauker, Richard's Drug, downtown Shawnee.
I love this guy to my right, folks. Steve Fluke, he's the greatest ever. There's a ground ball towards third base. Going. Oh, nice diving play by the shortstop. Up and throws across. And it should be runner interference. I don't know. Who's going to be the obstruction? Umpire sticks his arm out. There's going to be obstruction somewhere as the first baseman went high. Kel Young is going to be awarded second base. And that's kind of a, man, that's a tough call right there. First baseman had to go up for the ball. And Kel, thinking that the ball got through, Steve, more probably, went around.
He was making his turn
right.
like he was heading to second.
And as the first baseman goes high in the air to make the play, the obstruction occurs. The umpire immediately indicates out the right hand for the obstruction. But that's kind of an iffy one there, as you see Coach Brent Antwine there discussing with the official of how that's going to be scored. But, however, it's going to play 2 more runs for Shawnee. Kale's going to end up at second with 1 out. And it's going to be a 1 RBI single.
You know, the other way to look at that is Kale has every right to advance from first base to second base. There's a good look at it right there.
Let's see it again, if I may. I'm sorry, I was filling in my score sheet here. First baseman was kind of in no man's land. I'd have to say we got one there. It's going to be an infield RBI single.
Wolves are going to plate 2 runs, going to bring the total to 7-14.
Now, normally in an obstruction situation, an error is charged to the obstructor. Is that correct? Or would it be go to the throw due to it pulling?
No, I think it would go to the person who threw the ball because he created the error by pulling the first baseman off, as the 2 umpires talk about at home.
Well, it's somewhat of an orthodox situation because normally a ball that's hit, a runner just runs straight through the bag on a ground ball to the infield.
Correct.
And again, Kale doing what he's supposed to do and not watching the ball and run down the line, he is assuming that the ball has gotten through. So, like you're supposed to do, like you're taught, take your turn. And you see Brent Antoine still discussing with the official. Hey, we're on a time frame up here, guys. We gotta get Steve Fluke out of here. We need a run and 3 outs to get Steve out of here. Clocks are going. Let's go, boys. Tick, 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 tick. Not going to change the situation any, but the Wolves do plate 2 more runs, and they now lead by a touchdown after being down by a touchdown. Wrong sport.
I think we returned the opening kickoff second half, didn't we?
We did indeed. 14-7, Wolves lead, and while they're still discussing, let's take a break. You're watching Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together we're building community one season at a time.
Moms, Eric's Pharmacy on Kickapoo, always convenient with their drive-by window. It's that time of year again. Stop by and get your and your kids' flu shots today. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center. How about Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After the discussion ends, the end result is going to be 2-run score for Shawnee to make it 14-7. Kel Young at second base with Garrett Ansel at the plate. Garrett takes a pitch in there for strike one. Garrett 1-for-2 on the day with a base on balls and a run scored. So
okay. You're not going to say it, but I'm going to say it.
Go ahead.
Runner on second represents that run rule.
After we get them out.
After we get them out, but you gotta score 8 before you get them out. So,
God, I thought you were a baseball purist.
I'm calling it right here.
I thought you were the last fashion of person to be a baseball purist with me.
Well, hey, just because I want a run rule doesn't mean I'm not a purist.
Yeah, but you know just as well as I do that this game is made of superstitions and just you can't. I mean, it's like sacking the helmets up with 2 outs. You just don't do it.
That I would agree with that. But we're just the commentators up here. We don't have anything to do with the game.
It's karma. Juju. 2-1 offering on the way. There's a ball fouled down. Oh, hello, the natural. Watch out, Raj.
Hope not. Those light bulbs are expensive.
I bet they are. I bet they are. And probably hard to get in.
You have to hang Coach Boyer from a repelling rope to change those light bulbs.
Yeah, no kidding. Put your spikes on and start shimmying up a pole, boys. Obviously, I'm not going to do it. This is high enough for me. I get scared over at the football field. I'm really in trouble over there. 2-2, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Way to stay alive there and battle in your two-strike situation.
Wolves have done a good job in their two-strike approach today. They battled some pitches off and got hits after it. And, Chris Lewis early in the ball game drew a walk after battling off 3 pitches. So there's that two-strike approach. A good wide base there by Garrett.
Now you're into a favorable count situation.
I like this shot right here. Those young kids really get a look.
Let's see back to Jake's shot.
At good mechanics right here. Garrett Sr. Does a good job. Good form, good
weight
bend in
balanced.
the elbow.
Triggers.
As he draws the walk right there.
He was down the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and battled his way back for a base on balls.
And the Wolves not electing to use a courtesy runner today.
Now play for the Wolves, the left fielder, number 10, Chris Lewis.
Well, Chris Lewis is now on to bat for the Wolves. Base hit in the first, base on balls in the second, run scored in the first, and a base on balls in the fourth. So 1 ball gets away, and that's going to move the runners up 90 feet. So the runners are now in scoring position, do a lot of different things. And Wolves lead 14-7. Need to plate a run as Steve has already put the jinx on. So go ahead. So Chris Lewis has a chance to get to the run rule point as that ball's way inside. Chris probably had an opportunity to get hit by the pitch, but bailed out. Man, we just got all kinds of celebrities. Who we got down here?
It's like Hollywood.
It is.
Coach Chris Sawyer coming in to join the booth.
Big timing, big timing.
Roll out the red carpet.
Coach Sawyer played a little baseball back in the day, didn't you, Coach? Over there in Wheatown baseball? Coach, it's cold out there, and you're wearing shorts. You're making me cold. 2 balls and a strike. Runners at second, third, 1 out. Swing and a foul ball back to the screen.
Swing. Better.
Better. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Wolves have plated 3 runs in this inning. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth. Looking for more. I'm sorry, 7 in the fourth. I can't see that far. He threw it behind him.
Just a bit outside.
Is that outside or inside?
Yeah.
Is outside the lines.
It's outside the strike zone, I know that.
Well, there's your run, Steve. So now you just want to go ahead and get 2 outs right quick and go get them and shut them down? Or do you need a little insurance?
I'll take an insurance run.
All right. Never satisfied. Never satisfied. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Run in 15-7 now. Shawnee leading. Here's the offering on the way. Ground ball up the middle. And that's going to plate the run. And we talk a lot about, good hustle down the line by Chris Lewis. There's going to be an RBI ground out. But, Steve, and this past week I had the opportunity to spend 3 games in the dugout with my friend that's a coach at Allen, Texas. And he has a kid that 6'7", 240, just people salivate over him as we see Tyler Wilburn come to the plate. And, it's like I was telling him, they define him as a mental midget. He's got all the talent in the world, but he doesn't have the makeup that he needs to be to get to the next spot. So I told Paul, I said, let me have him for about an hour. And I told him, I said, the game of baseball is about different situations. You get the wild pitch, you got a left-handed batter at the plate. His job is to hit the ball to the second base side to score the run as the runner comes on contact. And that's just exactly what done. A job was done. Even though you made the out, you did exactly what you're supposed to do in the game of baseball to help your team succeed, to get the insurance run that you wanted, and there it is.
Yeah, that's why they call it a team sport. Do what it takes for your team to be successful. As you mentioned, it may not be in the paper and the box score or whatever, it may not show that you had success on that at bat, but you know that you did your job and you scored the run for the team.
Guys, let's go back to the first base shot if we can here when Tyler comes back to the plate. And you want to talk about people that work and do things the same and look the same. Now, if you could do a split shot between Garrett Ansel and Tyler Wilburn, is there much difference in those two frames there?
No, and a good stroke by Tyler right there. Ball right off the second baseman as Tyler's going to try to stretch it into a double and not going to be successful.
But that's okay. That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay for the Steve Fluke show. I mean, we'll take that tonight, but otherwise that's not acceptable.
Tony, I'm going to have to leave it with you, buddy.
No.
I got a school board meeting I got to get to, so I'm going to let you close it out here.
Half
the last
inning.
3 outs.
A half inning, Coach.
And
quarter till.
I know you're going to bring it home for the Wolves.
All right, well, for the Wolves in there, thank you, Steve. It's a pleasure, and glad you're doing baseball with us again this year as the Wolves pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, I may need some fingers before you get out of here this half inning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs on a bunch of errors and some hits scattered out. And please don't forget to deliver that message to Coach Boyer for me. And Coach Sawyer, you want to stay? Wolves do get out of the inning after scoring 9 runs, and they lead 16-7. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's In the Loop at Wall's Bargain Center.
Teamwork and communication are 2 key components to a successful Little League team. Or your favorite pharmacy. The Clinic Pharmacy, working hard to improve your quality of life.
Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head into the top half of the 5th inning. The Wolves plate 9 runs in the 4th to take a 16-7 lead. Sawyer Saxon has come in relief for Dakota Blanchard and has just absolutely shut Piedmont out. I'm not even sure that, let's see, maybe just 1 or 2 hits is all that Piedmont has mustered. And quickly a 0-1 count to the leadoff batter for Piedmont here in the 5th inning. And the ball runs inside. Leading off the 5th is Mike Brown, the right fielder, struck out looking in the 1st and grounded out 6-3 in the second inning, in his only 2 plate appearances. Break a ball from Sawyer is going to be just a bit outside to make the count 2 balls and a strike. Wolves fell behind 7-0 in the top half of the 1st inning. Dakota Blanchard, kind of a hard luck pitcher, if you will, gave up 3 just balls that you can't do anything about. 1 down the first base line and 1 down the third base line. 1 over the first baseman's head, and even the one that, because the Wolves were in double play depth, over Cassidy's head, a 4th one, and the recipient were the Wildcats, and they plate 7 runs to take a 7-0 lead. But the resiliency of the Wolves have fought back and made it a 16-7 Wolves lead after they scored 11 runs last night. There's a pitch down Broadway for strike 2 to make it 2-2. The resiliency of the Wolves has battled back, as I said, and 3 runs, 2 runs, 2 runs, and 9 runs. And that's where we stand here with nobody out in the 5th, a 16-0 lead. And there's strike 3 called to Brown on the breaking ball. And we have 1 down here in this 5th inning. So they set the over-under number in the truck at 8. I took the over, but there's 4 pitches. So we're halfway there, and hopefully we'll get ground ball, and the under will be there. And we'll get out of here. There's a ball, towering shot into left field. Camped under, and there's the wind playing tricks, and there's the result. As the ball's going to get away from left fielder Chris Lewis, who kind of darted there in that corner, and the wind playing on it, and the ball just got over his head. So there's a double for Piedmont, and they have a runner in scoring position with only 1 out. So Johnny Colvolt doubles, and it makes him 2 for 3 on the day. A run scored. Now to bring up Justin Green. He's 1 for 2. Single back in the first inning, run scored, and grounded out 5 to 3 in the, third inning. My score sheet's messed up. I have to take a look here. Piedmont sent more batters than I got space for. So that's always a scorekeeper's nightmare when that transpires, especially when you forget to change the number at the top of your score sheet. I want to thank Athletic Director Steve Fluke for joining us here today, as he will all season long, I hope, on ShawneeCTV's broadcast of Wolves baseball. There's a breaking ball is going to be high for 1-1 count. He unfortunately had to go to a school board meeting. They're going to be discussing a new track project that you, the voters of Shawnee, so graciously approved in a previous bond issue. About $800,000 project will be forthcoming to get the kids here at Shawnee a new track, as there's a pick move to second, and Cassidy got his foot caught under the bag and flipped it out, so they're going to have to go put that bag back in. Kind of an awkward deal there. Cassidy gets it put back in. Nice evening here at the ballpark. A little brisk. That door comes open. It gets mighty cold in here in a hurry. But good turnout here for the season opener for Shawnee High. And also good possibility of winning a second district ball game, as they beat El Reno last night. I guess you'd say conference game. 1 ball, 1 strike here to left fielder Justin Green. Second baseman Justin Green, number 7. Sawyer checks the runner at second, wheels and delivers a pitch just outside. Garrett Ansel did a good job of trying to frame it in, but the umpire said no dice, no dice. Ball's off the plate, and the count's 2 balls and a strike. Well, there goes the over-under. So now we're over, so we need a line drive double play ball, curve ball in for a strike 2. Beauty of a pitch being behind in the count. Sawyer Saxon, don't really expect to see that there. Did Green, but Sawyer got it in the back door, and the umpire raised his right arm and indicated a strike. So that makes it 2-2 with 1 down. Runner at second base. Wind still blowing briskly from right to left here at Ed Skelton Memorial Park. Strike 3 call. Fastball in the outer half of the plate. No doubt about that one, as it just froze Green after the good curveball from Sawyer Saxon, and that'll give the Wolves 2 down and an out away from their second consecutive victory.
Now batting number 12, Nunley.
Number 12, Nunley, now at the plate. I'm sorry I don't have his first name. Nunley trying to keep the Wildcats alive. We hope that they don't succeed in that capacity. Sawyer Saxon checks the runner. He is of irrelevance at this point, with the Wolves have a 2-run lead. Quickly ahead in the count, no balls and a strike. Good look at Sawyer. Left-handed junior, outfielder, pitcher. And Sawyer comes set, checking the runner. Ball is going to be down and in for even the count at 1-1. Sawyer on relief for Dakota Blanchard. Dakota unable to get out of that first inning, just had a terrible time tonight, and nothing he could do about it, and just balls were falling where they usually don't. And Sawyer's come in and done an excellent job. There's a ball popped up. Garrett takes chase, and it's going to fall behind him, but that will give the Wolves 2 strikes and 1 pitch away from a victory. Do invite everybody out to Memorial Park, Ed Skelton Field, for great high school baseball action all season long. Wolves in the always tough 5A Suburban Conference. Plenty of baseball action throughout the season, just getting underway here in the first part of March. Looking for 1 strike here to end the game. Here's the pitch. Fastball going to be ground ball towards second. Up with it in time and across for the out. And making the play is Cale Young. And the Wolves are going to defeat the Piedmont Wildcats 16-7. And hopefully we'll be with Coach Todd Borger here momentarily as you're watching Shawnee Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. This programming is made possible in part by the generous giving of Winsett, Powerline, and Underground Contractors. Thanks, Ricky, Kim, Derek, and Austin, for all your help.
Bring in the new year with the touchscreen phone from Communication Services, your AT&T authorized retailer. Choose from many of our new phones, like the Samsung Eternity or the LG View. Both are touchscreen and loaded with awesome features like an MP3 player, video share, and a 30-day free trial of mobile TV. It's all at Communication Services, service provided by AT&T and Communication Services, AT&T authorized retailer. Come see us today, downtown or in the Shawnee Mall next to Center Court.
Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. How about Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Fred Gauker at Richard's Drug in downtown Shawnee welcomes everyone into his door for their pharmaceutical needs. Fred offers a full line of vitamins and nutritional products. That's Fred Gauker, Richard's Drug, downtown Shawnee.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Head man Todd Boyer is so gracious enough to come up and visit with me after talking to his troops about a 16-7 come-behind victory. Coach, congratulations on a resilient victory for your Wolves.
Well, thanks, Booty. You know, anytime you give up 7 runs in the top of the first, you feel fortunate to win the ball game.
Absolutely. You know, we talked several times, Steve and I, Dakota Blanchard just unfortunate in his outing tonight.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for Dakota. You know, it kind of set the tone early. Got the little weak ground ball to the first base side, and our pitcher and first baseman don't speak.
Yeah.
And nobody says a word. And it kind of set the tone for the whole inning, and then all of a sudden they get a little bloop here, a little bloop there, and all of a sudden they got some momentum. And Sawyer Saxon came in and did a great job shutting the door and giving us an opportunity. We just said, hey, let's chip away at it, score a couple here, a couple there, and all of a sudden we'll be back in the game. That's what happened.
Well, I think that you just summed up our entire broadcast of the same things that we said, and then you can't get away from the things that you do and try to do things that are outside of your control and just battle back. And if you look at that scoreboard, it's pretty balanced there, Coach. 3, 2, 2, and 9. Erupted for 9 there in the fourth inning is a good shot there of the beautiful scoreboard here at Memorial Park and at Skellin Field. But tonight, Coach, was a balanced team effort, but, you know, a lot of things that people don't see in the scorebook or know about is the production 6, 7, 8, and 9 of Mitch Kulo, Brayley Brown, Dylan Johnson, and Cassidy Cook. I mean, Mitch is 2 for 3, 2 runs scored. Brayley's 1 for 3 with the run scored. Dylan 1 for 3 with the run scored. Cassidy 1 for 2, 3 runs scored.
Sure, anytime you get production out of the bottom of your lineup, you know, that's a bonus. You know, you expect that out of the top of the lineup, but when we get that from the bottom half, good things are going to happen for us.
Well, and that's what transpired. And as you said, that Sawyer come on and shut the door. I think he only gives up 3 hits and had 1 hit by pitch through 4 innings, and that's what you need, just somebody to come in and battle up, and that's what Sawyer did tonight.
Yeah, he did. He threw extremely well. He was able to throw all 3 pitches for a strike. And, you know, we said, hey, we don't want you to come out here and try to do too much. You know, we're down 7. Just keep him right there and give us a chance, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, that helps, too. And after scoring 11 runs last night at El Reno and 16 tonight, 27 divided by 2. So we're averaging 13.5 runs a game. We better keep that average up.
Well, I don't know if we'll do that all year, Booty. You know, we'll start seeing some better quality pitching as the spring rolls around. But, you know, here early we're happy with our production out of our offense.
Well, and that's the only thing that you can hope for. But, Coach, congratulations on a good conference victory, 2-0 in conference play, and who we got coming up?
We go to 8 a Thursday night, and then we go take on the Buffaloes at McAllister on Friday night.
Ooh, hello. Nothing like two big ones right jumping out in front of you right from the get-go.
2 quality ball clubs, and we're excited for the opportunity to go down and play those 2 teams.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. And you going to eat at Pete's?
No.
Not eating at Pete's?
No, not now.
Well, dadgummit. Well, Coach, we're looking forward to it. That's Coach Todd Boyer, the Shawnee Wolves. They are victorious tonight, 16-7. And you have watched ShawneeCTV's production of Shawnee High School Baseball. I'm Tony Booty Wilson for Steve Fluke and Todd Boyer. Good night and God bless.
I've always been impressed with those guys, the deputies and the admin. They've always been kind. The deputies have pretty much work with very little pay, which is disappointing to me because they need to be paid more. But they don't complain. They work and they do their job. I mean, that was what impressed me the most about these guys was I'd go on a call and I never once heard them complain. Go to hopefully we never have to, but going to a funeral when they're honoring one of their fallen retired sheriffs or deputies, the way they show up. So I know I've got a great group of guys to work with, and I'm excited about that. I think we'll be able to work together. We will.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
For 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people